Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Comic Show with Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've covered most of we've covered this week's definitively Batman-centric DC books so far. Now it's on to the not so Batman-centric DC books. Kicking things off with Justice League Last Ride, number 7. Where we'd left off, the League had was under siege on Apocalypse. Well, what the remains, the wasteland that is now Apocalypse, or once was Apocalypse, I should say. And it was revealed that Darkseid had a plan to bypass death, basically. Clones of himself and backing himself up in basically with by Owen Energy, and yeah, kind of low key using Hal Jordan the entire time. Of course, also hidden away was Martian Manhunter, returned as green Owen Energy. But things were looking bleak for the League as a whole. So, however, Martian Manhunter helps Wonder Woman turn the tide against Darkseid. But the Cyborg, Superman, Brainiac composite is going after Superman, and he has some kryptonite-laced knives. But Batman stops him from potentially bringing forth a death blow to Superman, and plants an explosive on him, and tells Batman to use heat vision, or Superman to use heat vision, which destroys the Cyborg. Only to reveal that the Cyborg stabs Batman with the kryptonite knife. But the League is dealing with the invading armies, and John Stewart and Martian Manhunter work together to try and take down Darkseid. Lobo, meanwhile, has escaped, and so, while dealing with, basically fighting anyone and everyone that comes his way, Wonder Woman decides to cut off his head. It's a lot easier to deal with him that way, after all. But Darkseid triumphs over the combined forces of John Stewart and Martian Manhunter. However, Hal Jordan, mad about having been used by Darkseid, he's back to his Green Lantern himself, and he's made contracts of all the League members, and uses them to attack Darkseid. But however, his boom nukes are headed towards Earth, or about to head towards Earth. So John Stewart suggests that Hal get rid of the constructs and stop the nukes, which he does by basically dumping them right on Darkseid. And so the League goes home. And a month later, at the United Planets Assembly, Lobo stands trial while Flash, Green Lantern, and Green Lantern's John Stewart and Hal Jordan watch. Apocalypse has been recognized as the remains of Apocalypse have been recognized as new Oa, and for the time being, Hal and John will be running the Corps on their own until they've got enough people to form a council. Plus, they've got a Guardian to watch over things as well. Back on the moon, at the Watchtower, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman meet to discuss the future of the League. Martian Manhunter arrives, revealing himself to be the Guardian of New Oa, and it's decided that the Justice League should never have gone away, and in fact, Now the League will be... The League is needed not just on Earth, but beyond. Not just a Justice League of America or Justice League International, rather Justice League Universal. And that is where the series comes to its close. And damn it, now I really want to read Justice League Universal. How dare they do that to me? Yes. Damn you, Chip Zdarsky. But seriously though, the last ride was a really good ride. I'm glad I read it, and man, so good. I mean, I glossed over quite a bit, like Superman narrating about how great Batman, kind of finally deciding, I've been mad at Batman this whole time, and I shouldn't have been. It was great, but yeah. Anyway, moving on to our next book, we've got Future State Gotham #7. Where we left off, Warmonger had taken control of the Hatter Tech nanites he loosed into the air of Gotham. Pretty much turned the entirety of Gotham into crazed barbarians, including the Bat family, with the exception of Jason Todd and the next Batman, Jace Fox. So Jason Todd, aka Peacekeeper Red, and Batman come up with a plan to stop. Basically, since Jason's face mask can negate Hatter Tech, Batman needs to get that out to the Bat family, while Jason holds off Warmonger. Yeah, by hold off Warmonger, Jason's just letting Warmonger whoop his ass. But Warmonger says, "Hey, look, I know about you. Join me." But and with Warmonger saying, "You're not going to survive what I'm going to do to you," and Jason thinks back on his death at the hands of the Joker, and somebody says that he's had worse. But Batman manages to snap Nightwing and Robin out of the mind control and gets passed along to the rest of them, while Warmonger continues to beat on Jason. However, Jason points out that Warmonger's not much of a warrior. True warrior, barbarian, wouldn't wear Arkham Knight's armor. A real barbarian would have felt what Jason did with the hand that wasn't being broken by Warmonger. Slapped an explosive on his chest. Sets it off, and then Jason takes the headpiece that controls the nanites, puts it on himself, and brings peace. So Warmonger is defeated. Batman and Nightwing show up. Nightwing apologizes for not realizing that Jason had a plan. Later, though, Jason is trying to contact Bruce, who's been getting... He goes to the alley where he's been meeting him. He's not there, but he realizes that he's clearly not Bruce. So who is he? And he was in league with Warmonger the whole time, after all. As Jason asks who he is, Bruce is seen above, wrapping his hands in bandages. But some of the things in Future State are ended, such as 9 p.m. curfew, some of the martial law that Gotham's currently under by the magistrate is also being lifted. Magistrate approval ratings are at an all-time low, however, but they still continue to enforce various policies. Commentators suggest that perhaps the Hatter Tech should be studied by an independent should be reviewed by an independent review board, not the magistrate. It's probably not the best idea to have that in the hands of the magistrate. But Jason and Batman meet up. Kind of saying, when Bruce started this whole thing, it was all about, the only ally he had at first was the top cop in town. So basically, Jason's going to be Jim Gordon, while Jace is, Bruce Wayne. And they got their own new bat signal, kind of drone format. But yeah, Peacekeeper 01 is not happy about see the bat signal in the sky, but yeah. And of course, Bruce Wayne is revealed to be none other than Hush, who states, "Every player moving just as I anticipated. My employers will be pleased. The perfect moment for Hush to play his wild card," as he flicks a Joker playing card. And yes, it says next issue is the next Joker. The backup story is actually an older story from an issue of Batman Black and White. It's a really good story. I highly recommend it, but it's nothing new. Anyway, otherwise, interesting arc. I'm really looking forward to the next Joker. I remember Punchline mentioning him to Harley earlier a while back, so that, in all honesty, kind of piqued my interest. So brings us to our last book for the week, Superman vs. Lobo, number 2. Where we left off, the cosmic being Newman had been inadvertently saved by Superman and Lobo, and so Newman, having immense cosmic power, decided to do something nice, super nice for them. Bring back both their planets. And so, the last son of Krypton and the last Zarnian were sent back to Zarnia and Krypton, respectively. That's right. Superman was on Zarnia and Lobo was on Krypton, which is where the issue begins. Lois Lane, the Justice League, is trying to find out where Superman is, and so is the League, and Batman is, trying to keep Lois surprised. But both Martian Manhunter and Hal Jordan noticed something interesting. It seems that Krypton and Zarnia are returned. But Newman summons forth birds to tweet out his whole thing, explaining that he's given Superman and Lobo the great gift and appreciated for helping him, restoring their respective worlds. He's also placed an impenetrable force field around each world so that they can't be bothered by it. No other intergalactic powers can, bother them. But Superman's living with Miss Tribb, Lobo's 4th grade teacher. Turns out the planet has venomous rain. Jor-El is trying to ensure that Krypton doesn't, let itself get destroyed again. But Lobo could care less. That said, he's made a thing that he calls a sphincter shredder. But he's also discovered a group that does not, a cult of sorts that doesn't want to return to the old ways of Krypton. And one of the members takes a liking to Lobo, and Lobo takes a liking to her as well. But back on Zarnia, Superman's doing yard work, exposing himself to the yellow sun. But it seems that his power levels are actually dropping for some reason. But Superman's trying to figure out what's going on with that. While on Krypton, Zod, Feora, and Jax-Ur go after the cult leader, who was a former acolyte of theirs. But yeah, Lobo fights the three, and since they're on Krypton, there are certain advantages that Zod, Feora, and Jax-Ur don't have. You know, since Kryptonians gain superpowers underneath a yellow sun, and Krypton has a red sun. So yeah, Lobo slaughters Jax-Ur, Zod, and Feora, rather amusingly. Meanwhile, the Zarnians are, well, having been wiped out by one member of their race and then suddenly, brought back, with all that having still happened in their memories, yeah, they're all kind of developing weaponry. Like, insane weaponry. And it turns out that on Krypton, since Lobo came up with the idea of, hey, why not just take what you need from other planets? Well, apparently the cult that he's part of likes it. And so they cloned him with genetic material provided by Jan S. Yes, the cult member that took a liking to Lobo. But turns out that when Newman tries to get back to his womb and recharge everything, sometimes other universes get destroyed. But turns out that Falcar's cult is planning to take resources from Zarnia by sending an army of Lobo clones. And so the Zarnians unite against them, and yeah. Of course, Lobo doesn't like the fact he's been used like this, so he kills Falcar and one of the cloning tanks. Can't find Jan S though for some reason. And so he uses one of the poof tubes that Dr. Flick utilizes, and goes through and decides he's good. If any, it's not going to be an army of clone Lobos that wipes out Zarnia. It's going to be the main man himself. And the main man himself is also going to wipe out an army of clone Lobos. Meanwhile, Dr. Flick has gone to talk with Newman and kind of explained, hey, you sent them to the wrong planets and things are going crazy because you did this. And so Newman says he's going to fix it, and then Flick, okay, all right, he's going to fix it. Oh, wait, he's going to fix it. But Lobo and Miss Trib team up to fight off the Lobo clones. Suran, meanwhile, goes to Krypton to talk to his father, see about maybe coming up with a way to use something that Miss Trib created that was siphoning off his powers, as it can be redirected. But turns out that Jan S is in fact Lara L. And she took a liking to Lobo as part in a mean to maybe discredit him, try to nullify the effect he'd have. But she took the signature shredder and incorporated the DNA of that into the Lobo clones. And the venomous rain and the signature shredder, yeah, the clones die off. But Krypton is then redestroyed, and just as Lobo starts to get flirty with Miss Trib, thinking maybe she could teach him things after all, Well, the Zarnian race gets regenocided. But Dr. Flick shows up and explains what's going on. Newman fixed things, and so, yeah. But they found a workaround to teleport using her astral harness, which is coded to her DNA. But there's a slight problem. While Newman's trying to fix things, well, there's a group that survivors of of one of the universes he destroyed, accidentally, who, well, would prefer to make it so he can't do that ever again. The Newman Revenge Squad, which seems to consist of Zana, aka Zealot, Majestros, or Mr. Majestic, Hellspawn, Union, and Maul. They appear to be from a, not the Wildstorm universe, but a version thereof, so yeah. First I'm going to say, it's freaking great to see Union. A really great part of this was before Krypton was redestroyed, Jor-El, kind of not living up to, having seen the demands that Kal-El has become, his son has become. It's just like sending you to Earth was the best decision I ever made, and yeah, he says that shortly before being just redestroyed. And that Superman vs. Lobo is seriously just a fun little book. Oh, damn it! Pumpkin bombs. I hate them. Well, not really. It's a fun book, so I'm looking forward to the concluding chapter, and I'm especially looking forward to seeing the Newman Revenge Squad in action. I'm kind of hoping to get some more Wildstorm refugees out of it, and it's not just the 5 that were shown. But anyway, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.